This is a News Channel 2 Town Hall meeting, the sewer solvent scandal.
Welcome back to our live town hall meeting on the Cedar Rapids sewer solvent scandal. Now, our focus now is on what the city's doing to prevent corruption in the future and why it hasn't happened sooner.
Almost immediately following our I-Team report in March, the City Council began changing policies to put accountability back into your government. We'll talk to the Council about that in just a moment.
But first, we want to remind you that you can get your questions asked tonight. Call this number you see on the screen, 395-7686, and we'll take more of your calls in just a moment.
Now, here's some of what the Council has done so far to deal with the sewer solvent scandal. The Council fired 2 city employees. They created a standard purchasing policy for all departments within the city. The Council now requires city departments to take bids on every purchase over $500. They've reorganized the sewer department management, and the Council is trying to hold every single city employee more accountable for their actions.
Don Thomas, Streets Commissioner. A lot of people have said, why the heck has it taken something so terrible to get these motions in action? Why has it taken a scandal to get things changed like we're talking about now?
Well, first of all, you may or may not remember, but I inherited this situation, and I was rather surprised, and I was helped out before I came into office by hearing from Beverly Van Horn that there might be something going on. There was some question about the amount and the cost of the sewer solvent that was being used by the city. So I immediately got involved with an investigation myself. We were very busy through January, and by the time February came around, I had enough information on my part that I asked for the solvent to quit purchasing the solvent, and I think that the policies that we've now got into effect will be good double checks, and I just don't see that that's going to happen.
Well, you mentioned that you inherited it. Actually, we all inherited it, but it was known about for years, and then someone told about it a year and a half ago. So how effective are these policies that we've put into being now? How effective can they be?
Well, I think that they can be very effective because I sign anything over $1,000 purchase orders for that, and attached to that information is the documentation that goes with the purchase order. In other words, if there's 3 bids, they're all there attached to that. And the reason we take whether we take low bid or middle bid or high bid, the reasons are right there written down. Right. Now, if that information isn't there, then I'm not going to sign it. It's going back. And if I have any questions, I'll get over there to the Streets Department and deal with the situation.
Bob, I guess I'd like to challenge you as far as the council's known about it for years, because it wasn't until March that the council was made aware of it, and we acted quickly on it then. The notion that sewer solvent has been dumped down the drains and sewers of the town, well, dumped I'm not sure is the right word, applied or used, because the grease buildup in the sewers, which is causing sewer backups, the solvent was purchased for a specific use. And dumping, applying it, placing it where it belonged was actually down the drain.
Mayor Serbisek, I have a question for you. How responsible is the former administration for this problem? Does the responsibility lie with them?
I think in terms of pointing fingers or pointing blame, that's not the important part. The important part is getting to the bottom of the issue and taking action to prevent it from ever happening again. I think we recognize that some of the policies we had in place prior to the most recent policies we've adopted did allow these kinds of things to occur. I don't know if pointing blame is the real issue here. I think ensuring that it never happens again is the key issue.
I agree with you there. JD, maybe you can answer this question. How should Cedar Rapids residents feel about their city government right now? Should they have confidence in their leaders to do the right thing?
Well, I would hope they'd have confidence, but I'd like to go back a little bit to your earlier question.
Sure.
It was the operational part of buying the chemical that got out of hand. And as Commissioner Hansen said, the policy that was in effect at that time was that the department heads should be taking quotes on that, and their commissioners should know about it. And I think it fell down at that area in the past. This came up, at least according to some of the articles I've seen, a year or 2 years ago to that particular commissioner. I'm appalled that it wasn't taken care of at that time.
All right, we've got to take another break here. We'll come back and we'll touch on that. Plus, we'll find out, perhaps, can we get our money back? So we'll talk about those things. Take your calls a little bit later. We'll be right back.
Please stay with us.